Hello, I am Laura Nicole from Firecracker Projects, and today I wanted to do my Yarncraft video. As far as yarn crafts, I usually only crochet. I'd like to learn to knit, but I haven't got there yet. And I'm a pretty novice crocheter. I've only been crocheting since 2013 when I took a class at Joann's and learned a couple basic techniques. And while I don't think I truly learned to crochet at Joann's, the woman was very helpful about how to gain more experience crocheting and where to find resources and that type of thing. So crocheting is something that is really a big part of my family. And my grandmother and granny crocheted a lot when I was a kid. Everything from towels to towel toppers to afghans. I think I have some tatted ornaments that my granny tatted up for me. So it's been a part of my life, my whole life, but I've only actually learned how to do it as an adult. As a kid, my granny did give a good try at teaching me how to crochet, but after 3 hours of chaining, I was done. I was not going to crochet ever. And I sort of regret that now. I wish she had taught me more. But c'est la vie, it is what it is. So I mainly crochet, but in this video I'm also going to talk about plastic canvas work. This plastic canvas I'm doing right now is the only plastic canvas I personally have ever done. I do have some pieces that my grandmother did when I was a kid that are plastic canvas around the house. But this is the first project I've ever done in plastic canvas. And before I get too far in this video, I would like to thank everyone who has subscribed to my channel. And I have all these new subscribers. I'm very thankful for y'all. And I'm glad that you guys liked my video. Hopefully you'll also enjoy the yarn crafts. So the first project that I'm doing right now that I would like to talk about is Live, Love, and Enjoy, which is a crocheted afghan by Mary Maxim. The designer's name is Nancy Liggins, and she was the second place winner in this year's Mary Maxim Afghan design contest. For those of you who don't know, I believe it's a yearly contest, but someone might correct me if I'm wrong. Mary Maxim offers some cash money if you design an afghan and then they sell that afghan the next year if you're a winner. I personally haven't designed anything yet. I'm not there, but I particularly love this one. And when I saw it, I thought these little raised pieces on it were cross-stitched on the crocheted fabric, which I have done before. So it's the pattern says intermediate, but I thought, well, if it's cross-stitched on there, I've done something similar to that. So I purchased it. Before we get too far into this, I wanted to show you what I meant by cross-stitched on the afghan fabric. So this was also a Mary Maxim pattern. I don't remember what it's called. I'll put it in the comments if they still sell it. And as you can see, the butterflies, flowers, everything on here is actually cross-stitched. You make the background first, so this white part I had to make first, like a panel, and then you cross-stitch the pattern on it. I want to show you the back because someone asked me about the back of my cross-stitched afghan, and I said, well, I made a crochet one and it's held up pretty well. So as you can see, the pattern is cross-stitched. I didn't carry the yarn very far in this particular pattern. I did not knot the yarn either. It's just laid under the previous yarn. And I gotta say, I made this for a relative of mine who actually, who was elderly, and when she opened it, she cried and was so thankful for it. And I gotta say, I really worked hard on this for her because after people get to a certain age, it's hard to know what to get them and what they'll really like and enjoy and be happy about, because they have lots of things and they aren't necessarily concerned with material items anymore. So I really worked hard and put a lot of hours into making this for her, and she loved it. And she ended up going to live in an assisted living home. And I gotta say, if you can tell, this has been washed in what I'm sure was extremely hot water. And if you know about assisted living homes, they wash in a pretty heavy way. It's not a gentle cycle. And this is held up. Like, the cross stitching isn't coming out of it, which I was for sure it would be. And it's held up pretty well. I ended up on this one, the model that they have is in blue and cream, so instead of having this pink and gray, it was blue and cream. But this option was the pink option from Mary Maxim. So I got one of their kits and made this. I actually think if I had to do it over again, I would like to do this gray and black and this pink and red, and I think that'd be pretty, or like a dark blue, like a royal blue. That'd be so pretty. And you may be wondering if I gave this out as a gift, how it came back to me, but that relative unfortunately passed away in December, and I know if you're watching this as my family, I do know that other people wanted this. But I had to take it back. It just meant so much to her and meant so much for me to make it for her. I just had to have it back. Although I think maybe in a couple years I might be willing to part with it again and give it to someone else in the family. I don't know. But I wanted you to see what I meant by cross-stitching on crocheted Afghan, because I don't know if everybody's done that before. So I thought this Live, Love, and Live, Love, and Enjoy pattern, I thought it was done with the same principle of cross-stitching. It is not. It is not. You make these little baubles when you're crocheting. So I bought this Live, Love, and Enjoy pattern from Mary Maxim as a kit. They have this Starlet yarn, and it's their yarn, I guess. Mary Maxim Starlet. I purchased the teal because I am doing this Afghan also as a gift for someone, and they like different colors other than teal, but you know, if you can't see the yarn in person, sometimes, you know, greens look funny, reds look funny, and people might have some type of feeling about that, but I knew this person, no matter what the teal looked like, would like the teal. So since I couldn't see it and I was sort of judging by the catalog, I just picked the teal. So when you order this pattern, you order it as a kit, and you can pick from any of their Starlet colors, which is pretty large palette of colors. It's 100% acrylic yarn. And mine came, and like I said, I ordered that previous Afghan from Mary Maxim as a kit, but I don't believe it came this way. This one came in this neat little bag. As you can see, here's all my teal yarn. There's even a little pocket up front, so you can put your pattern up front. And I think I'll be reusing this bag a lot. I'm going to keep this bag after I'm done. Here is the teal yarn. I love it, y'all. I love it. Absolutely love it. My husband saw this teal and he said, "Oh, I didn't even know you were making us an Afghan." I said, "I'm not," and it's a nice feeling yarn. Stitching, crocheting with it, it comes apart a little bit. It's sort of like Red Heart or Karen in that way. But other than that, it's a great feeling yarn, and as you can see, the teal, hopefully the teal is coming out because it's such a beautiful color. And my husband doesn't like teal in general, like it's not his favorite color, so even he thought it was a good color. So let me undo this. So I'm only a couple rows into this, as you see. And you can see you make the little bobbles. It's not crocheted, I mean it's not cross-stitched on there like the other one. So here's the back. And it says an intermediate pattern. And as I said before, I'm sort of a novice crocheter. I think what makes this an intermediate pattern is the fact that to know where to put these little bobbles, what they've done is they provide you a chart that looks like graph paper with little dots to where you put these bobbles. And I think that could get confusing to someone who's never read a chart like that. It's not like the normal crochet chart that shows you the type of stitches in each line. It's more like a cross-stitch chart in that way. And I do cross-stitch, so I think it's a little less intimidating for me. It is rolling up. If you guys have any, I think I'm using the same tension. I did the gauge swatch. I think I'm using the same tension I did. I had to adjust my hook size. I didn't go up a full hook size. I went to, it's supposed to be a G6, which is a 4mm hook. And I'm using a 7, which is a 4.5mm hook. And I think it's coming out pretty good, although it is curling. If y'all have any, see how it's curling? If you have any helpful advice on how to stop that or what's going on, please comment below. I need it. I think it's coming out pretty good. It is time heavy though. This, for me, takes a lot of time. So if you're sort of a novice crocheter, this might be an afghan that takes a lot of your time. But I think it's coming out pretty well so far. I actually am thinking about redoing this project for my own home in a different color that matches more of my decor. The next project I'm doing, and I have been doing it now probably almost a year, is I wanted to do this, I'm going to say this wrong, is it Amamani puzzle ball. And you can see in this book, it has a little turtle puzzle ball. And this book is put out by Annie's Crochet, and I believe the designer is Deirdre Uys. U-Y-S, I don't know how you would say that. And they're little puzzle balls, animals that you crochet. Now, in the swatch guide for this, it says to do a specific stitch count, but if you can make it tighter, make it as tight as you can. And it recommends using a G6 needle. So I'm doing that. I'm using a G6 needle. And as you can see, the first part of these is you make these little triangles, which I've done. And you may come in a couple colors, which I've done. Now, I don't remember the name and the color of these yarns because I brilliantly took off the names of them. So I don't really know what they are. I got them at Joann's. This green, I do know for sure, because I have another skein of it, is Deborah Norville Everyday Soft Worsted Weight yarn. And the color of this is pine green. So this is actually a darker green than is in that picture for that book. But I could not find the recommended yarn, and I just wanted to use yarn I could get here in New Hampshire. And I live in a sort of a rural area. And I know I have a local yarn store that I have yet to go to. But most of the time I just go to Joann's for my crocheting needs because, as I said, I'm sort of new and it's cheap. I also have made the little tail to my little turtle. Now here's where I'm now having a problem. As you can see, this is the front leg and this is the back leg, or this is the front leg and this is the back leg of the right side. And what I need to do now is to make the lids, which are going to be brown, and it'll go over the top of this and the top of one of these. And for some reason, when I make the lid, and the lid's in brown, it's too small. And I'm using the same tension I've used all along, I believe. Now, keeping in mind, I've done this over months, so maybe I'm not. So if you guys have done this Amamani puzzle ball, please let me know any tricks or hints that I might need to do this. I'm having a heck of a time, and I don't know if I'll finish this little guy, and I really want to. Also, just so you know, I purchased this book at Joann's. I think it's readily available still, probably from Amazon and a variety of places. So, this is probably not hard to find. But if you guys have done that, please let me know, and let me know any tricks I can use to finish that up. The next thing I wanted to talk about today is my plastic canvas work. A lot of people who cross stitch, I think, learned on plastic canvas. I did not. I learned on stamped, like a stamped Afghan type of material, which I never finished. But my grandma did do plastic canvas, and I'm not, usually the old plastic canvas is not my style. Like it doesn't really fit the decor in my house, which is saying a lot because I have sort of yard sale chic yard sale chic house, so, but it doesn't usually fit it. So I found this pattern on Mary Maxim as well. It's a Janlin pattern, and it says, "Home is where we park it." And I just thought this would be perfect for somebody in my life. And not only the home is where we park it and has a little RV on there, but the fact that my grandma did it, and it sort of harkens back to the old days and that type of thing. This is a Janlin kit. It's called their Palatables Plastic Canvas Kit. Now, I bought this at Mary Maxim, and I looked at janlin.com, and they had it there as well. So I think this is a readily available kit. They have several more like this in the Palatables product line. I think it's meant to mimic those palettes that people do nowadays. I think my sister-in-law does them, where you paint them and they say cute sayings like "life's a beach" and all that kind of stuff. So normally, I think when I told my husband that I was buying a plastic canvas kit to do for somebody as a gift, he probably didn't pay no mind to it because it's not our aesthetic. But when I got it and I started doing it, it's coming out so pretty. My husband actually thought it was for us. He was like, "Ooh, where are we going to hang that?" And I said, "I don't think we can hang this, because if this person comes to my house and sees I have this, they're going to wonder why I would have something that says 'Home is where we park it' when we don't have an RV or camper," and they do. So you'll see this is the first little palette I've done. I'm not going to do the edging until the end. And you see, I don't know if you can tell, this little green right here is so pretty. It is coming out so pretty. I love it. And here's the second canvas. So it'll look something like this. And once again, when the sides are done, it'll be easier to tell what it says. So I think I'm going to order another one of these kits. They have some that say you left a paw print on my heart or something close to that. And it has a little cat paw or dog paw, depending on what you'd want. But they also have one, so I might get that. I have 2 dogs, so I might get the dog one. Or they have one that's in blue instead of this brown. The dog and cat ones has this brown background. They have one that has a pretty blue background that says I love you to the moon and back, and I really think that might be the one I'm going to get next to do. But it's coming out so pretty, and I actually could see this in a more modern home than most plastic canvases I'm used to seeing were. So I think that is all right now for my yarning journey. This month I have to finish the Live, Love, and Enjoy pattern. So hopefully I'll get that done this month. And I have to finish my Home is Where We Park It pattern as well. It's sort of a time sensitive thing. So hopefully I'll finish that by next month and have a finished video for you guys. I'm planning on doing 1 yarn work video a month. If I have time. I sort of work for the school system, and so there are some months I will have time, and May is usually not one I have a whole lot of time in, but I might. So hopefully I'll at least take pictures of them and insert them in my next video if I don't have time to make a video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I will also leave links to my Facebook page, which is a public page. You can just like it and see updates on my projects, mainly my cross-stitching projects. And I also have a blog, which I will put a link to below. So I hope you guys have a wonderful month. Talk to you later. Bye.